Welcome to Spanky's Hot Topic Corner.
Hi everyone. How you doing? What's going on? How's everybody doing today? I hope everyone is doing well. Let's see here. Let me see if I can. If I can. Yeah, it should come through there. All right. I hope it's not a delay per se. Because like I said, I am streaming in a different manner. And today's hot topic is, of course, just a second here. All right, there you go. Was I live before? I don't think so. But let me see if I can hear me. Can y'all? Yeah, you can hear me. All right, but today's ooh, okay. All right. I think there's a small delay there. I'll try to fix that sometime. I'm hoping it's not too much of a delay. But a little tired, guys. But today's topic is mental and physical challenges, mental and physical challenges. Okay. So what I mean by that is, um, I'm going to explain a little bit about my challenges as far as physical challenges first, and how they both play together. So mental and physical play together. But I'm going to tell you a little bit about mine. So a lot of you see me when I'm on my live streams. I'm squinching a lot. I actually do have contacts on. So even if I had my glasses on, I would probably be squinching at some point. And it is because, and I've said this in live streams prior, that I have a degenerative eye disease called keratoconus with this K. It starts with a K. It is a rare eye disease that it affects your cornea. There is no cure at this time. There's only surgeries that can maybe slow it down in some way. Um, I've had surgery on both eyes initially when the trials ended and it came out. So I was one of those first to do the surgery after clinical trials were completed and approved. Um, However, my form of the disease had progressed faster than most. It normally takes a while for it to progress. But the only cure right now, which isn't a cure, the only actual remedy to slow it down is the surgery that they have, and it's not a LASIK surgery like you would get for glaucoma or anything like that. It's a they use like a solar type ray, UV ray per se, to do it. I have a picture of when I first did my surgery of me actually under the light, the UV ray light, and it's on my personal page. If you scroll through my pics, you'll see it somewhere in there. And my eye looked like a little robotic eye because of the UV ray. So that is what that's the challenge I'm facing right now. The first surgery, it was okay. My sight improved as much as it could. However, the disease was still progressing. And my only option now is to get a transplant. That really is the only cure, is that you have to get cornea transplants. What it does is we all have layers of our cornea. And in keratoconus, your layers are being um, deteriorating. And as they deteriorate, your eyeball is formed like a football. So everybody knows how football looks, right? And but your eye is doing like that, like a football. So this is would be my cornea, and this is my eye, and that's how it's forming. And as it starts to protrude out, the cornea deteriorates even more to where you won't have use of your cornea at all unless you have a transplant. So um, my surgeon said that she wanted to do the surgery again, but in more in depth surgery where she actually has to remove a layer and replace it. However, the when I first did the surgery, it was only like 3,500 for both eyes. Now it's 3,500 per eye. So it's like the prices went up because insurance does not cover this surgery. So it is not covered by any insurance, and you either have to pay out of pocket or a payment plan. So I do the best I can, guys. So when I'm on the live and you see me squinching, it's because I'm trying to adjust my screen to what I want to do, but everything will always be somewhat blurry at times unless I kind of adjust my contact lens within my eye or my eyes itself. Okay, that's how I have to do. So that's why I squinch. So I'm saying this to say because we're talking about mental and physical challenges. And this physical challenge for me is just a stepping stone. I do what I have to do every day, and I'm still on a computer most of the day. And sometimes I give my eyes a rest, but I know that there is no cure for what I have right now. So all I can do is I am on the transplant list, but there's no guarantee with the transplant either. I could get the corneas replaced, but my physical, I could have a reaction to the transplant itself. So just like with any transplant. So what I do is I rely on God that He will see this through, and I will shoot for additional surgery for the both eyes, but there's no guarantee because with me, mine progressed way faster than the average person with keratoconus. It is rare, and they don't know if it's hereditary. For the most part, they're trying to think it is, but it's not. It's not hereditary. Nobody else in my family that I know of has it. They may have glaucoma or something like that, but that's easily fixable. Um, so It has to do with direct sunlight into your eyes. I know that that helps with the damage or progresses the disease. So that's why when I'm sometimes doing my car karaoke and stuff, I'm always in shades because it will probably be a bright sunny day, and I really have to try and wear my shades, to protect my eyes. So that's what I do. So that's one of my physical challenges. No big deal. I'm still me. I can still see you. It's just that small letterings and stuff like that. Just like anybody with a type of stigmatism, that's really what it's like. It's like tunnel vision at sometimes, where it has to do with your peripheral, of course, but I can still see fine. It's just that sometimes my vision gets a little blurry. So, and the other physical challenges that when I had a torn ligament in my knee, and I found out when they did the MRI on both of my knees that I have arthritis, not just the regular arthritis. I have the severe arthritis, which you know that arthritis has no cure. That is hereditary. Terry, so I did get it through, my family, of course, and they were like, the, the orthopedic surgeon was like, you've got to be kidding me. Your knees are like a 70-year old. You're too young to have such bad arthritis in your knees and stuff like that. So they shaved a little bit of cartilage in one knee, the one that had the most pain, so that it could maybe relieve the pain. But the only thing that will really relieve it is basically I just have to physically try to stay flexible. I do, which I do, and I take bone and joint vitamins, which really helps. So those are physical challenges. Now, how does that play into my mental? Well, my mental challenges are that I have limitations on certain things that I used to could do and I can't do as much anymore that I want to do. So, for instance, I decided that I wanted to do the streaming as long as I'm able to see. Eventually, if things don't go right with surgery or something like that, I will be considered legally blind. I will still be able to see, but I will still be considered legally blind at some point, if the disease progresses to its full extent. So while I can see all the beauty of the world, and while I can see you, and while I can talk to you, I decided to start this streaming and just talk to you about some things that come through my mind sometimes, and so that we can discuss. Mental challenges are a thing for me too. Mental challenges. I am very, very spiritually grounded as far as my being. And so I'm very emotional in certain ways to where um, I don't always like to talk about it, but these days, these recent days, past years, these recent few years, within probably maybe 3 or 4 years, yeah, about 3 or 4 years, it's been taking its toll on me. So, mental can physically break you down. Um, I did not physically start feeling pain within my knees and my joints until I had a mental breakdown. And my it really reaches the core of your well being. Mental is everything as far as your well being. I was depressed. I had very bad anxiety that I had never had before, and I it really broke me down physically. So, and that's when I found out that I was having these knee problems. And first it started with spurs, and then it started with the sciatica, and then it went from there and progressed from there. And so that's why I'm saying that mental is very important. We have to, in order to do day to day life, we may function, but mentally, are we really functioning? That is the key. Um, some people, they feel that things are gravy, everything's going well, and then they realize that it wasn't really as well as they thought it was once something happens to them physically. And then they realize maybe I was doing too much. Maybe these tasks that I was doing every day was really wearing on me because I didn't take a break. And I used to be a workaholic. I really did. I literally was a workaholic. Anybody that knows me, I would work um, because I was single and I didn't have to worry about taking care of children. So I would work the holidays. I would work for people who couldn't work because they had to, you know, other family obligations. And so I was really a workaholic. If you said overtime, I was right on it. I worked the overtime, I worked the holidays, I volunteer my services for any organizational activities afterwards and stuff like that. I was always on the go, on the run, doing this, doing that. But I wasn't taking a break for myself mentally. And when you sit and you're forced to take a break, you crash and burn, literally. It forced me to start thinking about what am I going to do because I'm not doing what I usually do, my daily routine and stuff like that. And I literally had to train myself to switch up my routine and not be on a daily routine of roboticness. Like I say, people get up, they do their routine. They go to work, they go home, or they pick up their kids from school, or they go home, they work with their children, they get a nap in between. If they want to play a video game, they play a video game. They may take a vacation every once in a blue moon, but for the most part, it's a regular routine. Um, this COVID situation really forced people to take a break and revamp. And a lot of people didn't like it, but it was probably much needed for them, for most of them. Whether they were home with their kids or not, it still had them thinking and refocusing on what's important and the things that are most important. So, how do you feel about your mental well being as opposed to your physical well being? I'm working on, as far right now, my mental with my business and focusing. I'm really trying to learn to focus my mind on the important things and not let the average things that happen within the business realm affect me because literally I've been scammed, I just got a scam thing just recently. Somebody said they want, which I am wearing my Mary Kay products. Somebody had ordered over 400 something dollars worth of my Mary Kay, but they really didn't order it. They sent me a large check over what that amount was, and they wanted me to put the check in the bank and send them the difference. Scam. If you ever get those types of texts, if you ever physically get the check in the mail like that, do not put it in your bank. Take it directly to your bank fraud department because it is not legit. Okay. I learned that from a previous scam of a couple of years ago, but I'm telling you, let me tell you how it was. She said, texted me, and she said she had called my business line and left a message and texted me and said that she wanted to order the Mary Kay products for gifts for the choir director and some other people within the choir for their choir anniversary. So she used the church. She said that their priest, so obviously I'm dealing with a Catholic, Episcopal, or something like that. She said their priest wanted to get the special gifts and it put her in charge of getting it. And she wanted to place the order and not to send the products, of course, until the check cleared, which, of course, I wouldn't have done it anyway. So she said next day, we sent you a check, but the check was the wrong amount. Instead of $400, it was $6,000 and some change because the secretary in the church secretary had gotten it wrong and thought that you were the planner too. And so she sent you the whole amount. So can you just, when you get the check, take out your half and send the rest to our event planner? No, I can't. Because look, it is simply easy for the church secretary to stop the check and reissue the right ones. Me, one, and the planner one. But no, I let them play the game. I got the whole text. I let them talk like I'm dumb, like I'm stuck on stupid. And I let them play it out, knowing that I know what I know. So she said, well, the check is on the way when you get it, blah, blah, blah. Oh, we had errors sending the check. Do you know I got a FedEx check? And she said that they hadn't sent it, but I got the check. Then I got another check, the same amount. And it was based off of a company. It was not from a church. It was from a company. And then they sent me a third one. And this one happened to be from the USAA bank via a person. Now, all three checks are going to the fraud department with the little letter that they sent with the second check saying, once you get the check and deposit, call such and such and let him know. And then da 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 da. Now, come on. But you playing like I'm stuck on stupid because you said you was a part of a church. Come on now. You see, this is the mental challenges that you have to face when you dealing business to business. They try to get in your mind. Now, if it was somebody who never had went through that before, and wasn't used to that, they may have done that, but you would have been responsible for that whole entire amount if you had spent it, if you had cashed it and used it, because even though it might have cleared, it would have eventually found that it came from a fraudulent account that did not exist under a actual business. I actually contacted the owner of the business that the check was drawn off of just to let him know. Because I do my investigative work now too. Because I promised myself I was not going to go through that again. And so I already know that they needed, they said they needed these products by the end of July for their anniversary. And honey, you're not getting nothing because why? Because it's almost the end of July soon. And you did not send real money. And then you tried to scam. So, and now that I have names, numbers, and addresses, all of that will be turned into the fraud department and then they will investigate from there. That's how you work that, people. In case you've never been through it before, that's how you work it. Okay? Do not take random checks in the mail and you not knowing who they come from and put them in your account and cash them and think that you're not going to be responsible because they will not clear. Okay? That's a mental thing. That's a mental thing because my hype was, oh my goodness, this church is going to be ordering my products. She sent me text talking about we want to make you our permanent Mary Kay representative, this and that and all of that. That's a mental thing because when you're running a business and you're relying on good business practices from other people or good, truthful, and honest consumers, you're thinking, okay, this is a good sale. But I automatically realized that she was scamming. So that let me down because I'm thinking to myself, wow, so I don't have the sale that would have been a great sale for me or a great contact for me. And you know, you have to, regroup from that. I all of this stuff comes in at once. It's like you're dealing with people that are telling you what they want to do with you, partnership wise. They get you to do a little work for them and stuff like that, but then they renege or, it's like I would cuss, but I'm not going to say it. But they muff with your they figgity with your brain, like your mind, your mental. Um, you know, they promise these partnerships, they promise they send these contracts, but the contracts are not valid because they renege. And so, how do you regroup from that? As a business owner? How do you regroup from people that say that they're going to buy a rush order of 1,000 of your products and then all of a sudden they renege on it and you've prepared and you've got it ready? You know, that's a big letdown. That's a mental. You know, so I am learning and I'm finding a technique to learn how to kind of channel that into something else where I'm not dwelling on it as much because I dwell on it sometimes. I'm like, why me? What did I do wrong? What did I do to deserve this? It has nothing to do with me. It has to do with the people that are putting it out there. So, you know, yeah. and that's a mental challenge. And sometimes your mental challenges in business can set you back or stifle you from going forward with your goal and keeping your goal in vision, in sight. So, how do we do that? How do we get out of that? And that's what I'm learning. And as I learn, I want to talk about it more with you. And I want to know some of your mental and physical challenges that you face every day. And how do you overcome those? Because you have to overcome them to function and to get through. And you know, it's easy to say, "Oh, just pray on it." I get it, but how do you really cope? And like I said before, um, when you are feeling somewhat in a way, find someone to talk to. You should have friends that are able to talk to you, and if not, give me a call. My number is on my website. It is my business line. But if you call and leave me a message and identify yourself, I definitely will call you back. And people know that. Now, if you text me and I don't have your number, it goes into a filter. And so I may not see your text right away. Um, it was some contacts that were trying to reach me, and I had just saw the text, and I was like, oh my god! And I wanted to call the person back, and when I went to look for it again, it was gone. So, um, but I do know the person that they are contacting me from, so I'll just try to reach out to them that way. But if I catch it, I will definitely call you back. I may not call you back right away, but I will get around to calling you. So when you hear the phone ringing and you hear this voice on the end saying, "Hi, it's me, Michelle, just calling," and you like, "Wow." That's going to be me. So if you reach out to me, I will get back to you. Um, now, it's some people that I may not get back immediately because I don't know why you calling me. Meaning that um, I don't know why. Tell me why before you call, or I just may not. I need to know why. So that's only specific people in it, and I'm not talking about everybody. So it's just some people. I'm not going to delve into that, but I'm just saying. Um, Let me know why. Leave a message. Tell me, what is the purpose of this phone call, and then I will choose to get back to you as soon as possible. You know, it is what it is because really, guys, your mental is important, meaning that there are some people that you have come in contact that can just drain the mess out of you mentally. They can mentally bring toxicity into your life and drain you. I mean, they talk to you any kind of way and think it's okay. They say they make demands of you like they're entitled to those demands, and they don't even ask of you. They just tell you what they want you to do. You have those people in your life. I know you do. You just don't realize that they're there. They're there. They could be the people you work with. They could be what you call a friend, and those friends are not really friends. Okay, and they call you. They try to act like they're lifting you up, but then they say some things that are off the wall and tear you down. So they lift you up, tear you down. That is a mental. thing that is mentally draining. If you have those people in your life, run, run. Okay? If you have those people, okay, I'm gonna give you an example. Now, let me tell you something. Relationships with me are far and few between, but however, I'm talking about, personal relationships as far as me and men, as far as how they go. And you know, I'm a rare person. I really am. I'm being honest with you. I see things in different ways. So that off that throws a lot of men off at times. But you know, I don't play with the challenges. There's this one um, friend of mine, and have you ever went out with a person and they ask you a question, right, and you tell them the answer, but the answer isn't good enough for them. So I have one person that actually will get on the phone and say, okay, let me use an example. I could say, this is just an example. I could say toilet tissue is not going to be manufactured anymore after tomorrow. I saw it on the news, and that's what they said. Siri, is toilet tissue going to be not manufactured after tomorrow? That's annoying, people. Have you ever had a guy to do that? I have. And it's like you ask me a question, I give you an answer, but the answer is not good enough. You want to know if it's true or not. So you're challenging me. You're challenging what I say. And then when you find out, it's true, okay, whatever, it's like, and then you keep asking me more questions, and I keep giving you the right answer, and it isn't enough. You have to say, Siri, how do you wipe your butt on a regular basis? She just told me how, but I'm not, I don't. Siri, can you tell me? Is that right? Come on now. Come on. Now that you just can't, no, we're not going to click that way. Bye bye and have a good life. We're not going to click that way. If you ask me and I'm telling you what I know, and that isn't good enough. You have to ask the Siri to back it up. Or you have to ask friends, other friends, and they say the same thing I just told you. And oh, their answer is good enough. But when I told you it wasn't good. What's that? What's that? Come on. ¿Qué pasa? What's wrong? What's the matter? Go, you go. You go marry Siri. I'm telling you. That's a mental challenge, right? I don't deal with it. I don't have to deal with it. Walk away from the toxic people. Walk away from the people that want to always have a competition with you because it is not a competition. Everyone can win, okay? It is not a competition. We can do this together, or you can keep challenging yourself, and I'm going to walk on. Because if we don't have a partnership as working together, then, bye bye. That's what a relationship is about, right? I'm telling you. And you wonder why I'm single. I don't. I don't. Takes a very rare person to deal with me because I'm really not demanding. I'm really not. I just don't do this. I don't do it. Let me look it up. Stuck on. Let me let me look up. Hold on. Before I say something wrong, let me just look it up. I'm not. Okay. Hold on. I'm looking it up right now. Okay. Okay. No, no. I need the definition. Okay, there you go, right there. Okay, okay. Having or showing a great lack. That's what it says. Having or showing a great lack of intelligence or common sense. That's what stupid is. Do you know people like that? Do you know people like that? Mentally, I can't deal with that. Cause you know right from wrong is logic. You know logic. You can have a third grade education and you know some things. You just know some things, okay? Uh, I can't deal with the great lack of intelligence um, because that means you're not focusing. I'm not judging. I'm just saying. I just decide to remove myself from that. And I don't have any quarrels with it, and you can do whatever you like. But I'm just going to remove myself from that toxic wasteland because I have enough challenges already. Didn't I just tell you I had challenges with my arthritis and my eyes? Do you think I want challenges with your mental stress? Honk honk, no. Oh my God. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, guys, if you don't have to deal with it, just walk away from it. If it's not bringing you life, if it's not giving you a boost of energy, if it's not motivating you, if it's not supporting you in what you're doing, because you do the same, I hope, for that person. If they're not doing the same for you, then what is it? That's not. I tell you, I could go into a lot with this mental and physical challenges that we face. We face them in relationships. We face them in business. We face them in everything we do. So my question to all of you is, how do you face these things? How do you overcome them? What are some of the techniques that you use? And if you don't have techniques, maybe in the chat box, we can start suggesting techniques on how we can work together to get past those mental and physical challenges so that we can succeed in all that we need to do. I'm working on it. I am always a work in progress. That's what I'm here for. And so I I agree that we all have to work on those mental and physical challenges. Um, now, there was something else I had to talk about besides the mental and physical. Let me think. Okay, while I'm thinking about it, do y'all like my beautiful jewelry that I have on? Do you see my beautiful jewelry here? Do you see these beautiful earrings here? This, if you would like to get some of your own, can be gotten from Culture by LLC. And you can get that on her Facebook page, Culture by LLC, on her website, or any of the additional social medias that is attached to those. And you can purchase these lovely pieces of jewelry that I am wearing here. So unique, you're not going to find them in other places this unique. And what that is Nefertiti in Africa. And then you have this chain here. It's so beautiful. She has blessed me with some of her jewelry, and I in some of her apparel, and I really love it because it is all historical culture. It is all about the culture, okay? And we will talk about that later, where I will have her on, and we will chat about that later. Now, back to the mental and physical challenges. Mental can mess you up on a whole nother level. It can freak you out. But do you push away your loved ones when you are going through these mental and physical challenges? Or do you allow them to come in and support you to get through it? That's what I'm wondering. Because for a long time, I have suffered from a lot of mental challenges. I have suffered from depression more so often than I have anxiety. When the anxiety kicked in on top of the depression, oh my goodness, that was just a whole explosion up in my mind. And I did not want to let anyone know. I did not want to talk about it. I just balled up and I suffered tremendously by myself. I would go out every day. I'd go to work with a smile on my face. I'd go and motivate others to have such a nice day. I would always have a lovely smile. If you knew me, you would never know that I suffered every time I went home and I balled up in a little ball and I cried because I just was going through. And it wasn't just one thing, it was a combination of things. And it was breaking me down. It was a combination of why me? Why am I working and working and I'm not getting anywhere? Why am I not here when I want to be here? Why am I stuck? It's a breakthrough. We all go through it. Some of us don't make it. Some of us jump off the bridge. Some of us blow our brains out. Some of us just slit our wrists because we cannot take that pain every day. You do not know what it is to live through 49 years of pain like that. Mental challenges, mental and taking in other people's pain. When people come to you and they tell you their stories, or you're trying to console them, and you taking that in, how draining that is. Do you not know? Now there's some people that know. There's a lot of people that know what that feeling is. We are called healers. We are called um, motivators, healers, empaths. We suffer at the hands of other mental and physical abuse. Because why? Because we're trying to heal the person that cannot be healed. if we can't do it? We can give words of motivation. That's what I'm giving you. But I cannot heal you as it is. And I had to figure it out. I had to really figure it out. I can't change. I can't heal. I can make you feel better for the time being. Oh, yes, you will always feel better when you're with me. But when you walk away, are you going to keep coming back all the time when you're feeling down? And I don't have the time for it, okay? And I have healed a lot of people in that way. But now I'm tired. When somebody gonna heal me? I said nobody's gonna do it. I got to heal myself. So that's what I'm doing. And that's what I'm talking about with the mental and the physical challenges. It's a challenge, but I will get through it because I have taken on lots of challenges and I always complete the challenge, whether I fail or not. Now, hopefully, I won't fail because failure is not an option when it comes to these mental and physical challenges. If I fail, you might as well see me 6 feet under, okay? Because that's the failure. That's the failure. I cannot fail. If I fail, you won't be seeing me anymore. So I can only try to succeed in these challenges, okay? And that's what I want us all to work on. So anyone in my listening audience, as you rewind this or review this when you go back, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I want you to chime in and say something about it. And I want to talk to you. I will revisit these subjects. Now, all of my lives that have posted will be re-edited, so the glitches will be taken out and it will go right to the topic at hand, and we will automatically discuss. And I will re-air these topics, and we can chat more about it. But I really do want to know how you feel about your mental and physical challenges. And a lot of people don't want to talk about them. But I opened up to you. I can talk about it freely because I'm not afraid to talk. I'm not afraid of what I've been through, what challenges I've been through. You give me a subject, you'll be surprised what I've been through. You'd be surprised what I know about that subject. And you think I don't know, I do. You are not alone. And so I say that let me know. Let me know how you're feeling. Talk about it. Talk to me or tell me what's going on. You know, I'm new and fresh in the streaming part. I missed my Wednesday. And do you know why I missed my Wednesday? It was because of a mental challenge. Yes, I had an emotional setback. Somebody triggered it, and I was just thrown off of my game. I was physically about to come on my live. I was getting my hair and makeup, doing my hair and makeup by myself. Not, I'm not gonna say I was getting it done. No, I did this myself. And this thing threw me off from an individual, and it threw me off in such a way that I could not come on Wednesday and talk with y'all because I was in a mental setback. When I get angry, I tear up. I go into an anxiety attack. I had literally had an anxiety attack, and I could not deal with you in a fashionable way with this going through my mind. And these are challenges that I am trying to overcome because um, I think that this person um, sets out to break down when they don't get what they want or how they want it. And if it's not done the way they want, and if you don't do it how they want it, when they want it, and right when they want it, and they're not giving nothing back in return, um, they have something to say. They want to tear you down. They want to break you down. They want to say, hey, whatever, whatever, you know, I don't need you. You obviously needed me because you asked for my services and I gave them to you. But now all of a sudden you don't need me because things aren't going the way you wanted to do, how you wanted to do. But everything I told you that you needed to do is now what is needed for the task at hand. Hmm. Get a load of that. It's a mental. Like, why are you bothering me? I will pay you not to bother me again. And that's what I'm doing. I will pay you to never ever talk to me again because you will never change. You will never take accountability for what you do. And you will always be as rotten as you are when it comes to talking to people. You have no communication skills and you're not willing to learn them. And so I cannot communicate with you. And that's how I felt. And I could not deal with you on Wednesday, people, because this was a mental challenge in my head that this ignorance had come into play. And why, 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 why? Stress me out. You know, people who have mental challenges can also throw them on others. They can, it can really, really drain you. I'm telling you. It's like you don't want to be near that person. That person causes anxiety just by how they speak to you. And that's what that person did just just through a text. I felt it and I said, I can't, I can't deal. It's a vibe. It's what you call a frequency, as um, Captain 85 would say on Bond Digital Media. It is what you call a wave. Hi, hi, Clary. Let me tell you, guys, that's like a second mother right there, who just said hi to me, and I miss her. I have not seen her since I was a younger child, and I really do hope that we can get together sometime soon because I really do miss you. And I love Facebook, and because I am able to connect with family and friends that I have not connected with in a while and I have not seen in such a long time. I am so happy to be able to connect with them in that way. Um, it's a pleasure to be able to keep up with them in their lives. It's not the same though, as far as being in person. But I tell you guys, I want a reunion of such. I want a reunion of my friends and family, and hopefully, I will get to the point where I will be able to do that. And because, like I said, tomorrow's not promised, and people are passing on a regular basis. And I want to be able to see your faces again physically. And thank you for chiming in. She's always supportive in what I do, and she always has something positive to say to me, and I just love her to death. And so I just want everyone to know that, when you have these mental challenges, these people that drain you in your life, you have to walk away from them in order to really keep your stability. And if you've gone through mental and physical challenges, or you're going through them now, let's discuss. I really want to discuss. I have listed the things that I go through and what I've been challenged with. And it's not easy. It's one day at a time. It's one step at a time. And sometimes I don't want to get out of bed in the morning, but I have to. I have to get up. I get up, and then I crawl back in the bed because I just can't do it. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to be bothered and stuff like that. And that goes back to one of my first openings called Psych Ward Driven. Because you can get up whenever you want, you can sleep whenever you want, you don't have to do what it's just like that sometimes. But I am working on it because I have to throw myself into my business, especially now with things going the way they are economically. I really do have to start focusing. I have been focusing, and I have done a lot of things. I'm into a lot of things, but I really am. Um, my mental challenge is focusing directly on what needs to be done to keep the ball rolling. And that's what I'm doing. Sometimes I'll get up and I'll paint. I'll paint a doll. I'm working on one now. And I could have been finished with her a while ago, but it's just step by step. So um, it takes time. And sometimes you feel like your efforts are falling on deaf ears or deaf support because you don't have enough of the support that you put out. That's a mental challenge. We put out, sometimes I support so many of my friends, not just financially, I support them through whatever they do on social media or something like that. I support them in so many ways. And whenever they call me and say, Michelle, I want you there, I'm there when I can be, when I physically can be there. I sometimes I can't. But for the most part, if you call me and you really want me at your event or something like that, I'm there. I try to be, but I don't get that in return. Does that sound bad? But I'm saying it. I'm saying that I don't get that from my community. As much as I love my community and want to uplift them, I don't get that back. That's a challenge. It's a mental and physical challenge. And we have that. Not just not just in one way. We have that within our communities. I mean, for real. What is important to us? Do we focus on tangible things that are not crafted and handmade within our communities, or do we focus on the name brand that you see every day on a commercial that is subliminally put in your mind as a society. That's a mental thing. That's a mental challenge that we all go through. We are all human beings. There is no one superior over the other because we were all created in one eye. And so, why do we not treat each other as such? And why do we not look at ourselves as such? Why do we look down on each other? That's a mental thing. That's a mental challenge that we go through as a community. So I want to talk about these things more. I want people to chime in. I want you to tell me, why is it necessary to tear each other down? Is it because they gave you the gun and so you just want to pull the trigger? Is it necessary for you to do that, especially on your own? Is it necessary to rape, kill, or even degrade our children, our women, and our men? We do it to each other. And if we don't mentally get this right, we will destroy ourselves physically and mentally. So these are challenges that we face. We have to look at this as a society, as a community. We have to look at why we are driven to do the things that we do. We use excuses. Oh, I murdered him because he looked at my woman the wrong way. Really? I'm looking at you the wrong way right now. Come on. Come on. I'm looking at you the wrong way right now. Now, what do you want to do? Why is it necessary to do it? Why do you have to go down the street and beat up an old man to death that you know nothing of and think that that life isn't worth living just because he was living on the street? No person is less than the other. No person is above the other. We are all put here for a reason. We all have a purpose. And although our purposes are not always shown to us immediately, sometimes it is necessary for us to walk a path. So why is it your duty to shorten that path that we walk? These killers, these murderers, these cold-hearted people that have no remorse for what they do. They have no remorse for life. They don't care. They have no compassion. What demon took over their souls to make them feel this way? Because that's what I feel like. These are possessed people. They're not really that way. Not if they were married and had children. They were married and had children. They had families. They had compassion at one time. They had to have had love in their hearts at one time. Now they want to murder. They want to kill. They want to give up because they're going through mental challenges. And the mental then turns into physical. And they take the lives of our children or, you know, our community. We have to make a stand. We have to come together. We have to put this on the table. We have to have a forum. We need to talk about it. We need to stop saying what stays in the family stays in the family. Don't you talk about that child. Don't you talk about your uncle raping you. Don't you talk about the abuse you received from your dad. That's a mental challenge. Or we close it up in a box and we never talk about it again. Sometimes they take it to their graves, but the left behind still have to live with it. How do we get over these things? We have to bring it to the forefront. We have to be open. We have to talk about it. Yes, the truth hurts. That is a true statement. The truth really hurts. It's a true statement. Some people can't handle it. You tell them the truth and they walk out the room and say, "Oh no, that's not true." But it's right there. The facts are there. It's there. It's true. And really look back into your mind and remember when this was? No, I don't. Because you blocked it out. But the person that was on the other end didn't block it out, right? People, we need to bring these things to the forefront. We need to tackle it together. It's the only way we're going to be able to cleanse ourselves of this virus that's going on in our community, this virus that's taking place within the world. I have a mental. I see things all day long. I'm watching commercials about children in Africa that are starving, but yet the commercial shows them running around happily in a field of grain, and they want me to send money to that child. And I have children of the same ethnicity here, and they are homeless, and they are in an orphanage or a foster home being abused or they being taken advantage of, and they have nowhere to go. And we are not supporting them. But yet, I am sending my money to Africa to save this smiling child that's running in the fields of grain. You know, come on now. Where is your mental? Can you see the forest through the trees? I just saw a sci-fi movie the other day, and that was the end of the movie. The end of the movie was seeing the forest through the trees, and the sky opened up, and there was a whole forest in the sky, way past beyond the trees. You cannot see that if you have a closed mind, if you block everything up, or you don't want to face the truth. You don't want to because it hurts. So you hurt a little. Don't you get bee stings? Don't you get shots in your arm? So that hurts a little. You rub some alcohol on it and you're okay. Or some peroxide. So what I'm telling you is let's hurt a little. Put some peroxide over it and we'll get over it and move forward. Peroxide. That don't sting as much when you clean the wound. Those of you who have children and who are abandoning your children out there on the streets or selling your children just to get money, do you not have compassion? Do you not know the damage that you are causing? Not only that, do you know that you will suffer for that mentally? Mentally, you will always think about that. Mentally, you will always suffer for abandoning your child. once you are sober, once you are off those drugs that they have put right out there for you to take. Why did they legalize marijuana? Really? Let's think about it. Those pipelines that they mess with the fuel is not the only thing that they're going to be coming at you with. Think about it. What do you put in your body? What messes with your mind? You think that what you put in there is helping you. It's helping take that mental challenge away, but it's only making it worse. And then you start hallucinating. You need help. Can you help yourself? Are you strong enough to help yourself? That's where we're at. That's what I want to talk about. You know, psychiatrists are the worst sometimes because psychiatrists are the craziest people I know. Sometimes. They just won't tell it. Now they good to listen. They real good to listen. They go home. They be sipping on that wine. They be like, whew, that person drained the heck out of me. So can we fix ourselves? Can we fix ourselves? You have to heal yourself to heal another, right? That's the one step I didn't do. I was healing and I wasn't healing myself. And that was not a good thing for me. So on this note, I am going to end my stream. I am going to reiterate that the earrings that I am wearing, the jewelry that I'm wearing, is Culture by LE LLC. She's bringing culture to the community of the 757 Hampton Roads area. If you have anything that you want to bring to the forefront for your community or your heritage or anything like that, please let me know so that I can put it on the Fun Networking group. Or if you are a member of the Fun Networking group, you can go ahead and push the post through and I will go ahead and approve it. It does take time. I give it a 5 to 7 business day turnaround time because sometimes I'm so bogged down with other things that I don't get a chance to check the streams or my messages. I really have not really checked my messages in a while, and I should, but I do pass things along, especially when I have a good talk, like if I'm on the Bond Digital Media show with Captain 85 and we're talking and it's a good subject, I will pass that along to you. I automatically put them on the Fun Networking group. Uh, so if you have something out there, I have close friends that I know have products, but I need to know your brand name. I need to know how you're distributing. How can people get in contact with you so that we can get those things out there? And I think I'm going to end because it is 11:02. It is way past the time that I usually stay up. So I love you guys, and I want to say take care of yourself. Blessings from Spanky to you, and have a wonderful weekend, a wonderful, safe, and healthy weekend. Okay? Love you.